worked out okay. Let me talk about something else real quick. You know, this idea of mentoring, right? In imparting knowledge from one generation to the next is an important one. Talk about, did you have any mentors early in your careers that helped shape this Geiger guy I know?
Well, I actually think mentoring is in some ways the meaning of life, actually. All right, so I'm not sure there's anything actually more important, because when you look for, you know, what are you doing in your life, giving back ultimately is really the only thing that matters, frankly, because you're an influencer, right? So I think it's more important than you're even saying, but there you go. For me, it was probably Bill Graham and Gary Kurfirst. I wish there were more, especially in my direct line of employment. I think I had friends that influenced me too, like Rick Rubin and other people like that. But I think Bill Graham, when I was a young guy in Palo Alto before college, was my idol, right? Because I had 2 years in the Bay Area, and he was larger than life, right? And you loved him and blah, blah, blah. And his ethic, his consumer care, his larger-than-life sort of showmanship in a lot of ways that I wasn't a larger-than-life showman, but I appreciate what he was doing, and he was moving the ball forward in rock and roll and other things. And even the little things that I remember that he used to do. And I got to meet him then, Keystone Palo Alto. Then we became friendly because of my background, his background, both European immigrants. And he kind of mentored me, and he'd invite me up to Telluride to go skiing at his house, and it was amazing. And then Gary Kurfirst was probably, for me, the most important manager in rock.
Tell people who he is, because I think a lot
Gary
of folks
Kurfirst
know
was a New York-based manager in the late 60s and 70s. His first group was Mountain with Leslie West.
No way.
I swear to God. Mississippi Queen, baby. But he then went on to manage The Clash, the Talking Heads, the Ramones, the B-52s.
Oh my God.
Oh, no, a lot more. And Blondie, I mean, a whole bunch, right? And he had the creme de la creme of important rosters. And I looked at this guy and said, wow. And he ended up doing Jane's Addiction. He was one of Jane's Addiction's first managers in the day, right? Nothing shocking. And you might want to just put it on silent.
That's Geiger's phone going off here.
So the bottom line of that was he was somebody I admired. When I got to know him, I admired him even more because his ethic was long-term, artist development, all of the things that the rest of the industry didn't care about, right? They cared, even at that time, and it was less than it was in the last 10 years, take money off the table, get rich quick, milk it. He was Mr. Career, Mr. Important, and he taught things that I felt in my gut were right, and he was echoing it. Mm-hmm. So they were real big influences on me.
Yeah, I think it's so important, and it's funny, I was watching yesterday the Masters golf tournament. This guy, I'm a big golf fan. And what was amazing is they have this tournament where it's not necessarily the biggest, greatest field in the world. Obviously some of the top guys, but they allow the past champions to continue to play. And there was a great story of a young 14-year-old Chinese kid who was playing in the Masters at 14. Okay, I started when I was 14. And they had this great, the sequence of him going out and playing with Tom Watson, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, and Ben Crenshaw yesterday, right?
It's all downhill.
And there was this cross-generational exchange of information and knowledge, right? That was just, even if you're not a golfer, it's at the core of what you just said. That sharing is what it's really all about. And I'm glad that you shared that with us.